Hey, sasa.
Poa sana.
So, na understand ndio umetoka tu high school, you've joined campus.
Yeah.
So, how is it for you? How is it going, Major? Yeah. Learning and all?
Life at campus is good. Yeah. At least somebody knows themselves better. At least you become independent. And a lot of stuff going on. Yeah. And I think campus is good. Yeah. For my part.
By any chance, una miss high school? Najua mi sometimes na missingi high school juu ilikuwa free food. Hakukuwa na bills kama sahi. You know, sahi it's a lot of bills and pressure, masomo, ku create relationships. So
yeah, I do miss high school. Some things, but I don't miss some. For instance, I miss the bands in the morning.
Yeah, those.
Yeah, I miss that one. And the beef stews on Monday, Wednesday.
Anyway, inawekwa maji.
Hiyo nayo ilikuwa hapana. But still, there's some things that would make me not wish to go back to high school. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe kuna experiences kadhaa. Sijui, how was your life in high school? Was it okay, like 90% fun, 10% your some experiences, some I don't know, how was it?
Let me change your statistics probably, because 60% of my life in high school was not very good, as 40% was the best of my life. Yeah.
So would you like to share maybe?
60%.
Yeah.
The 60%. Yeah. I would love to share this one, maybe to encourage people. Yeah, so that they can know that it doesn't matter what you're going through, you could pull through.
Yeah, sure.
So I was in a high school. It's one of the best high schools in Kenya. Yeah, because actually our teachers used to tell us it's a interplanetary school.
It was like
its quality is beyond to be measured as a international, national, such.
That's a new
term. I used to love my high school, my friends, my teachers, and especially the French teacher. Yes, but still I had some problems going through. In Form 1, when I joined school, there was a group of girls that were going against the natural course of the human sexuality. So that is, they were lesbians, to put it short. And I used to look at them and wonder, why is it you guys are looking for girls when there are a lot of men out there? Yeah. And I actually didn't bother. I was a Form 1. I had no say in school.
Yeah.
So I kept on pushing through my education. I had no stuff to do with them. But when it came to Form 2, at least I started noticing some signs as they were interested in me in Form 1. But when it came to Form 2, the signs became so intense. We could meet with such girls. They greet me, not formally anyway. You can sense something extra. Yeah. And I actually didn't listen to them. I continued working out, but as the second term of Form 2, that's when they started now the intense hunting for girls to recruit to that group. And allow me be spiritual, because I actually believe in God, and I know that is a natural cause. It's not natural because God created us a man for a woman, or rather a woman for a man. Yeah, so I actually was not interested in such. And I continued living my life. I was actually a very quiet girl. I never messed up with somebody so that they would be coming, telling me, you did this to me. No, I never had anything to do with anyone. What I could do best is maybe they could come and ask me, Shahleen, I have this problem. How could I solve it? Yeah, such.
Wewe ndio ulikuwa counselor shule.
Kabisa. Mimi ndo walikuwa wanakuja wananiuliza. So I was struggling with some things, but I never came to tell anyone. Yeah, I pressed on. This second term, I felt some urge to know, why is it that they're after me? Why is it that they want me to join their group? And, I believe lesbianism is not a lifestyle. Lesbianism is a spirit that attacks girls, and to ruin their lives so that they may not live their lives right or lead a righteous life.
Okay.
So it is actually not just what people say that I am interested in a girl. It is more than that. Because the moment that I started showing that I am not interested, some other signs came in. Some people may say this is hysteria, but it's not hysteria at all. Because I started seeing some things that are strange to me. I could feel some snakes crawling over my body and some even penetrating through my mouth. It is, I can promise you, that is not hysteria. It's something that is real. And as I told you, this is a spirit that attacks girls. So it became so hard for me that I could not even tell my own mother. I never told anyone, but by the way, what I could do is just hold on and pray to God. God, you said whenever we call upon thee, you're going to hear us out, such and such things. I could fast. I actually can remember from last second term to now to third term, around that term. That is when I started intense fasting because I could feel this is something that is attacking me.
And Kiasi, so you started feeling these things, snakes crawling around your body when you refused their advances.
Yeah, that's what happened. So I cannot tell anyone because they will say, you must have shown
weird.
At least you must have shown some interest so that they are going to be interested in you. You cannot. They cannot just choose anybody. So I could not tell in nobody, even the school counselor. I used to go. She was my friend actually, but I never told anyone. So I started fasting and praying. I can remember the verse in Romans 1:27. I used to tell God, you told us that at the end of time, people are going to give up natural causes for unnatural. I do not want to be among them. I want to be clean. I want to lead a righteous life. I fasted, and now the cliques started becoming bigger, as in there are more people being recruited there. And I was feeling the pain. I was feeling the pain for the girls, and I'm still battling with my problems that I have some things that are strange in my life. And at times I remember when I got home, it became less of me. I became violent. Remember when you don't have anybody to tell something, zinakusumbua unajiekea until they burst out. You start becoming so violent. People cannot understand what is it that is going on. My parents were surprised that I'm very soft, by the way, but at that time uniambia sitakupea pesa, unaambia nani sasa? I become very bad. As in, it was total mayhem for everybody at home. They never wanted me home because they know, though they never chased me away, they never wanted to hear that, it's holiday for who? She's coming.
She has problems.
Yeah, she's problems. So it was pretty difficult. I continued. Now we went to I'm tempted to say third year, but it is Form 3. Form 3, that is when things were a bit intense at first. I'm still struggling with those problems of snakes and swords. So it was pretty difficult. I actually cannot remember the last time that I was praying now in Form 3. I started declining in prayer and asking, why should I pray anyway? God, you're not hearing me.
It's been for so long,
Yeah.
like months.
Why should I pray?
Oh.
Do you even exist? Are you seeing my problems? I don't want to go. I want to live a righteous life, but you don't want me to live. Why is it that you're not hearing? But I came to ask myself, think of this. If it's your sister that is going through these problems, would you advise her to give in? And I told myself, no, I have to battle alone. Now the cliques were becoming bigger, but I said I will not give in no matter what the problem is. I'm still going to battle alone. In Form 3, I saw a difference because now I started becoming me, believing that I can pull it through. I started now regaining my composure. I started saying, you know what, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to continue battling on and on until I'm through with this. And for a period, I started even telling people, you know what, this particular lesbianism is not just something you see, it's a spirit. Now I started mobilizing people and telling people, you actually should not fear those girls. You should not blame them. You should help them and pray for them, because at times they don't know what they are doing.
Yeah.
It is unless you have a strong spiritual personality that you notice there's something that is impending. There's danger impending. Unless you are very powerful in prayer, that's when you'll know. So I started now mobilizing people and telling them, these girls are not probably what you see. It's a spirit inside.
Yeah.
You should stand, pray for them. And from 3 second term, I saw a difference. I never had anything strange to do with anyone, no snakes, no nothing. And I felt a relief in school. So I'd advise anyone, though people may come and tell me, no, you know it's a lifestyle, you know, we want to live like this. Please strive so that you don't get into such things, because they are pretty bad. Yeah.
So, I don't know, did maybe the school administration know about those girls? Because, like, for example, the school I was in, there were several cases, but the school knew. And though there was nothing much they could do, but I don't know, did you try to report or
What's the worst mistake you could do in school?
report a problem?
Yeah, not a problem, but report something about the girls. Because it was, you know, I told you it became a big clique, so that there's a person here, a person there, you don't know. So it will become life that is so difficult for you to live in school, knowing that you turned them in. So it would be better keep quiet. But at times they were found and would be suspended. But you going telling the administration, no. It would be better when they found out themselves. Yeah.
So how did you manage to, do you know, nimeona to they have been lesbians, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to, you know, convince them that this is, you know, it's not right and this is what is right. Due with the way the world is nowadays, it's somehow accepted. And people feel it's their right to choose their sexuality. So I don't know, how were you when you were in that situation? How were you able to convince? I believe you're able to talk to some girls who are already in it and they changed. Did they change?
Yeah, they did.
So how did you manage to change them or convince them to change?
You know, it was pretty difficult, because it's not easy to tell somebody, you know, you're doing it wrong, you're not supposed to live a life like this. But I tried, especially to the lenient, those people who never, they just were dragged in. and they were not so intense about it. Those are the ones that I was speaking to. I wouldn't lie that I spoke to those who call themselves the princes of the cliques to be heard. So I talked to those who are a bit lenient and soft, those who are dragged in, and I told them, you know what? I also am in this situation. Don't think that you're alone. Please listen to me and let us overcome this together. Because if at all your conscience is telling you this is not right, you're able to overcome it. And if your conscience is dead about this thing, you probably could not overcome it. So let your conscience guide you and tell you if it is right or wrong. And if it's right, just continue. If it's wrong, join me so that we fight. Remember that I'm also in the situation, not that I'm telling people because I find it wrong.
You judged it from a distance.
No, I am in it.
Yeah.
I know what problems they are going through. So I try to convince them so that we work together out of it. But at that time I was a bit stronger. It is Form 3 when I started realizing that. What if my sister was in the same situation? Could I leave them? I'm a bit stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I can pray. So I talked to them, and a few of them changed, though not all.
Yeah. Some people say that, it's called homophobic. Yeah, being a homosexual is it's natural. Actually, scientists are coming up with this idea that it's biological. Like you're born with it. You're born homosexual. So I don't know. According to your story, you're giving it as from a spiritual perspective.
Yeah.
So is there any way that those girls got physical with you, or you got physically threatened, that you began feeling those things and snakes around your body? Ama ilikuwa tu just approached you and boom? How did it? I don't know. Is it possible to explain how it started or how it happened?
Yeah, probably, as I said, it was gradual. They never just approach somebody because maybe they see that girl could work good for this. No, it's gradual. They start greeting you. They start giving you like maybe 2 months for break. You pick
us to dog.
Yeah, you pick, and then you get attached to them in time. So it's not something that is probably biological. It is what you decide, as in maybe they give you those advances and you accept. As a friend, probably as we start, I'm a friend, but you'll start showing me I could be more than a friend. Yeah, I probably could strongly disagree with the fact that it's biological. People could say it's hormonal imbalance, but it could not bring to such levels. Yeah. I think it is out of what you decide to do. If you decide to be one, it definitely becomes one. And if you decide not to, to shun them off, it's possible. I don't think it's anything to do with biological. Probably if they are working it out, they could get something to do with the biological thing. But for me, I never felt that call to become a lesbian. Probably because of the biological reasons. Yeah. It's just something they start gradually. They drag you into it. They tell you, we could probably go here. We could go to the music room. We could not the library. Of course not. There are many people there.
To do what?
Yeah.
What are they doing there?
They will teach you a few rules because there are rules.
Wait, there were rules?
Yeah. Every clique is supposed to have a rule.
Okay.
There's something else. So I followed it with somebody. They also would be having cats.
Paka?
No. Ukisha join, there is a pattern that you're going utakatwa, so that you identify with
cats.
them. Yeah.
Oh man.
you identify with them, so that once you have that mark, call it a mark, you belong to them. Yeah.
Hey. So I don't know, this, high school, you're a teenager, you stage of growth, sindio?
Yeah.
And at times, parents and those around us may not understand what you're going through or why you're reacting to things probably that way when you would react differently, probably some few months ago. They do not understand the change, or they don't try to get behind the act and find out why. Sindio?
Yeah.
How did you settle things with your parents later? It just happened naturally. You went back to the good girl. She is not giving us trouble anymore.
It was months and probably years of torture to my parents because they would not understand me. And again, I didn't want to trouble my because I'm having problem at school. Maybe they could say she just wants to change her school. So I never bothered them at all. So I battled with my problems for a while. And when I came through, I pulled through. I didn't even tell my parents. I probably mentioned a group of girls who are lesbians. I didn't go into detail. Yeah, but it's a plea to parents. Reach out to your children. Know what they are going through.
Yeah.
Because at times you as a parent, you may be saying, my girl has changed. My child has changed. My son has changed. Yeah.
Ni adolescent ameanza
Yeah. Na
hujui maringo.
Hataki kutuongelesha. She's locking herself in her room. Why don't you go talk? Ask her, what is it that you're going through? It could be of help, So it's good when parents reach out to children and ask them what their problem was. Because if my mother had asked me what the problem was, I could probably have settled everything within a month. But she actually didn't know what was wrong with me. So I'd rather every parent to be close. I wouldn't say my parents were not that close, but they never understood me at such a situation.
Yeah. And would you, if, let's say, we were back to the situation, to that particular period of time, do you think you would have done things more differently? What would you have changed in your approach to it?
I'd say that I would have changed many things, because at such a time I was acting childish, let me call it. Because somebody is scaring me, I get scared. I buy their fear. So if it was such a time as this, I promise you, I would fear no one. And I'll tell them to their face, you know what? If there's something you're looking for, it is not in me. Probably somebody else out there, not me. So I would not have dealt with all those problems, the fears, the strange things. No. I would have their face. Because, you needn't be tortured by somebody or tormented and you keep quiet. You have your voice out. Speak out.
Yeah.
Because, people fear those people that are courageous. The person who can tell you to the face, you know what you're doing is not right. And maybe, probably, whatever that you're doing, it will not work out. But the moment you start showing some fear, they'll know she'll be in for it. Wait, it's just a moment of time, a matter of time. She'll be in for it. And that's why they came chasing me after. Because they can sense my fear. And they are promised that if she fears, she'll be in for it. Yeah.
Na sasa, that's actually good, because most parents, they I don't know, they tend to judge their children first before they understand the situation.
Yeah.
And the children will also rebel back juu ni kama my dad or my mom doesn't understand me much.
Yeah.
Ama ananijudge tu, hanielewi, hataki kunisikiza. Do you think if you had told your parents that, what you are going through, without them necessarily asking, maybe this is what is going on in school, do you think they would have helped? Ama, what do you think their reaction would have been?
I'm 100% sure my mother would be there for me.
And you support.
Yeah, she would help me out, and then she would not maybe scold me because of going and carrying problems in school. I think she would have helped me spiritually, emotionally, everything. Yeah. I'd not say that should leave me. No, should have helped.
That's nice. It's always nice kujua kuna mtu ata stand na wewe through,
Yeah.
some things are unbelievable.
Yeah, pretty true.
And it's tough going through something like that.
Yeah.
Considering that hujui chenye watu wata react. Hujui vile watu wata react if you tell them like this is what I'm going through.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy that you overcame that and now you're here, because maybe for someone else it would have been a completely different story.
Yeah.
Sindio?
Yeah.
So maybe one final word for people. Do you know there's someone definitely out there going through this right now?
Yeah.
Especially in the midst of all this, what wanna accept. There is no spiritual, defense against homosexuality. People see it as okay, some people. So what would you advise someone who is going through something like that right now?
Before I advise them, I'd like to ask a question.
Yeah.
What benefit is it to become a lesbian?
Well, I have no idea. I don't know because personally I do not support it.
Yeah, that's the same question they're supposed to ask themselves. What benefit am I going to gain after I become a lesbian? Because everything, actually, you do your work because you want some profit and that's your benefit for you. You study because there's some benefit you want to pass. And you continue to do a lot of things just because you want some benefit out of it. So what is the benefit out of lesbianism? I would say nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I'd rather tell everybody the best thing you can do to yourself. The best thing you can do to yourself is question yourself over and over again. Gauge your actions. Let the good outweigh the bad so that you're able to live a good life. I promise you, the moment you become a lesbian, there's no fun in it. You'll start asking yourself, why am I in it? It's no fun anyway. So yeah, let your good deeds, let your conscience outweigh the good and the bad. Because some people say, I actually hear people say, my boyfriend died in a car accident. And that's why I became a lesbian.
People who have been through rough marriages. Maybe the dad was abusing the mom. Someone broke up with them in a hard way. Because there's always an excuse for that. And they find a way to justify. Maybe I don't want a man anymore because men are rough.
Yeah.
Men are heartbreakers.
Yeah. So they put up a lot of theories to convince. But I'd say, if at all you decide to be one, even the lamest excuse, if there is something like lamest, then it will convince you because you'll be there. You know, she said her boyfriend died in a car accident. Can't your girlfriend die in a car accident?
She can.
She can.
Yeah.
So it's their lame excuses, and once you believe in them, in their excuses, you also become one willingly, not like you're forced. Yeah. So people, the best thing I can tell people is that weigh your actions and let your conscience guide you, because it's not everyone who believes in God after all.
Yeah, sure.
So telling them that go and read Romans, go and do this, it will be of no effect to them.
It won't help them anyway.
But everyone has a conscience to tell them this is good, this is bad. Do the good thing after all, unless you want to go to hell.
So maybe, I don't know, because I don't really believe someone who, forgive me for this, but someone who is a lesbian or gay, let's say, I don't believe they are bad people, because some have, we would call it a genuine reason or something that drove them to maybe choose that path, right?
Yeah.
Maybe kama tuseme case kama hiyo ya mtu has been in a familia iko rough, you know.
Yeah.
And it drives them maybe to hate men.
Yeah.
Ama for boys maybe to hate women. Or someone who was in an abusive relationship. Sindio? Sasa, because I wouldn't say it's right. It's because by moral judgment and my spiritual background, it's not. But what advice would you give to someone like that? Because they are deep into it, and they believe I'm doing the right thing, but when you look at the reasons, maybe it's something that, I don't know. What would you say?
I'd still say the same thing. You feel that is right? What you're doing is right. Me coming and telling you it's wrong, it's going to be pretty difficult in convincing you. But what benefit is it that you're in that situation? For instance, your mother was maybe beaten up by your father, and then the situation became hard. He left you with nothing. Yeah. But ask yourself, probably you may say your girlfriend will not do the same thing, but you've seen cases where those situations come whereby the girlfriend breaks up with you and they go find somebody else because you know the particular group is big now in the world. So similar cases should occur also in that relationship of yours, because it's still a relationship, and that particular person is your boyfriend or girlfriend is still trying to keep up with probably the masculinity nature. They could also cheat. They could also beat you.
Yeah.
Because in their mindset is, I am the man. I am supposed to be the one who's heading this relationship. So once they put that mindset, be assured they are not less than a man. Similar situations of let me not call it normal, of the relationships that we see could occur. They could have a breakup, they could beat you up, they could do anything. Yeah.
So it's just better to not judge with one situation.
No.
And I don't know. I don't know how hard it is to forgive, because some cases can be really intense. But if you look at it from your, you can say that yes, this can also happen in this situation as well. I can date a man and he'll be abusive. And I can also date a lady who is a man.
Yeah.
And she'll also be abusive.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know, guys. I think for those who are, it's because you received, or you had an experience from your childhood, from a relationship, it would be best to just forgive and move on, because life is full of ups, downs, and I'm not saying it's right that you went through that, but by all means, huwezi change something that happened, and however hard it may be, it's always best to move on, forgive. As I don't know, but the forgiveness is something that's free. It's something that sets you apart from hurting yourself. It's something that delivers you. Forgiveness is actually self-deliverance. Usi hold vitu. Don't hold things from your past. It's not beneficial for you. It's self-destruction. If you hold something, it destroys you. Sindio? You may say that I hate this person, but your hatred, it destroys you more than it destroys the other person.
If I'm allowed to say, someone said that hatred and unforgiveness is taking poison, expecting your enemy to die. So, yeah.
It's, I don't know, guys, but don't hold things. And if, like Shahleen here said, if you're going through something, for example at school or anywhere else in life, it's always good to share it out, because if you keep your problems to yourself, they also have a way of swelling up within you, and it will start showing. Trust me, it shows. It's maybe your attitude changes or your behavior changes, and the people around you will not understand your behavior. But maybe if you told them the story, they would understand, they'll try solve the problem for you. And for those going through advances in school, because I know for ladies maybe hawakwangi rough sana.
It's not that
but
rough.
for guys, hey, boys school, hey, it may be a bit rough. I'm just imagining, because men are naturally wanapenda kuwa physical. So if you're going through this and you don't want it, you don't accept it, please speak out. It may be hard talking to your parents, it may be hard talking to talking to mentors high school. It may be hard talking to them because maybe you fear them, ama you unashanga what will they think, sindio? But it's better to have someone to share it with, because you never know, maybe amepitia kitu kama hiyo and he has a way to overcome it ama to get out of it. But ukijiwekea, you'll probably suffer alone. Probably they'll torture you, I don't know, and the fear will just be eating you up, and fear is never a good thing. So thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I believe it has encouraged someone. And there may be those who don't believe in the biblical perspective of it, but I don't get why, if you have a sexual drive or you believe in something, I don't think it's good to force it on others. However right you think it is, that's terrorism. Just kidding. But there's freedom, right? If you want to do something, fanya peke yako. Ama fanya na wenye wanataka kuifanya. But I don't believe it's right to force someone ama push someone into it. It's just not right. Imagine if someone pushed you to do something you don't want. Just reverse the situation and put yourself in that someone's shoes. But whoever it is out there, and this encourages you, I encourage you to speak out. Find someone to talk to. Find your parents, explain the situation. Parents sometimes wanakuanga wagumu. Talk to them, and it may not be advisable to report to school administration, but if you did it through a parent, maybe they could listen more. So thank you guys for your time, and we hope to see you in another episode. Kama you have a story, my email is in the link about information, so you can reach out to me, and we will see how it goes. So say bye.
Bye.
Bye.